Welcome into the video with me, the midlife Simster. Thank you for joining me whilst I continue to embrace my gaming incompetence. In the last episode, which ended up being one of my favourite episodes so far, we took good old Chevy Chase out and about, made a fool of myself, rolled it a couple of times, but you know, achieved some goals, got the upgrades, got around the map, and that was good. So basically today's plan is going to head on out and going to be looking to complete some tasks. Now what I do need to tell you about is I've made my first mistake as a new content creator. Usually we kind of be talking a lot more about what's going on in game. In the background on the video here, you can actually see me obviously flicking through all the different trailers and stuff. At the moment, I'm actually dubbing over what was an original recording. So if I explain what I'm doing with the trailers, I'm trying to decide what's going to suit us best for the tasks ahead. I'm basically looking at trying to find a trailer that is going to give us enough slots to maybe do as many tasks in a one as we can. And I hadn't used that trailer before, so just thought I'd give it a go and see how it handled. Just kind of a bit of a test, really, and head on out. So when I originally recorded this footage, which was now 3 days ago, I was actually in a little bit of a rush, and for the first time I skipped my checks before starting the recording and just basically dived right in, and somehow I never actually noticed that the mic had become unplugged and I wasn't recording any of my voice. I was just recording the game, obviously visuals and audio. I went on then to play the game for about an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes, knowing that I'd basically end up speeding some parts of it up. Talking about that during the recording as well, and the kind of the options around. I don't like jump cutting, and I'd rather maybe look at the options of just speeding the footage up and things like that. And yeah, and I kind of was getting towards the end. We get towards the end of the sort of task section, about an hour and 20 minutes in, but I had to stop recording at that point. So I just paused the game with about kind of maybe 10-15 minutes worth of the tasks left to go. And yeah, went off and did what I needed to do with the family. Came back and I got everything sorted, got everyone into bed. And I thought, right, I'll just do a little bit of late night editing now. I can't play and talk because I don't want to disturb everyone in the house, but I can do the editing. And at that point I discovered obviously my mistake. I gotta be honest, I was absolutely gutted. Now I know this series and what I'm doing isn't anything special, you know. I'm no Mr. Beast. I'm not out there with, you know, millions of people following me, you know, hanging off my every word and things like that. I'm not setting the world alight by, you know, or anything along those lines. But when I recorded this episode originally, everything just seemed to feel like perfectly paced. Everything that I was talking about was quite meaningful to me, and I was really like genuinely like pleased and excited to kind of post it to see if maybe that might, you know, get me my second subscriber, because you know, I'm obviously super keen to try and get another subscriber and engage with people. So you can imagine how gutted I was obviously when I realized that I hadn't recorded basically about 45 minutes of me talking. Nice drive-in from me there. I'll come back to why that happened. I remember that bit. So basically I did some of the editing of the footage, figured I'd have to do what I'm doing now at some point and just kind of dub over the top of it, really. But with then being in work for the last couple of days, and I was quite disheartened, so I wasn't particularly motivated to come back on and do it. You know, I've left it a couple of days just to kind of process it and have a little think about maybe how best to deal with it. And then something, you know, the most amazing thing has happened. and I now have 6 subscribers, and I haven't even posted what I thought was going to be my best content so far. And again, there may be, you know, people who end up watching this, listening to this, and thinking, mate, you know, like 6 subscribers, there's billions and millions of people on the planet. It's not about that. Like, I can't tell you how excited I am to have 6 subscribers. So for you 6 people, you know, it might just be a click. Honestly, you've made my year. I am so chuffed. The people are even willing to try and show that, you know, they like content. I think that's great. It's such a good feeling. And you know, if any of you are actually, you know, watching the videos all the way through, and you know, you've subscribed and you're going to be aware of this one coming out, and you are listening to this, please, you know, just engage me in the comments, have a chat, talk to me about, you know, what's good, what's not, because I'd like to know what I could be doing better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and kind of basically watch this play out, go over some of the things I was talking about whilst it's happening, do my best to remember those things, and then try and remember some of the bits and bobs that I was kind of talking about whilst it was recorded. Now, that bump you saw me have a minute ago was because I was talking about, there we go, I've just dropped now to the view to the back of the trailer. A number of different YouTubers, especially Mr. CDP, use this sort of rear view just to give him a bit of an angle on that trailer. As you can see, the problem for me is I just kind of struggle gauging where the front of the truck is, especially on these kind of bigger trailers. It's pros and cons. I suppose it's whatever you like. Now this trailer in particular is massive. You've got obviously the 2 other longer trailers. You've got I think it's the sort of side one, the one with the sides on it, and then the one without. Pros and cons of them are, you know, the one with the sides is a bit more tippy, I think. The other one, without any of the sides on it, I think the idea with that is that if you go at an angle, you're more likely to lose the load off the back of it. I think that's basically the kind of rough gist of how it works. So what I'm trying to do now here, obviously, is just work out what we're going to do. The plan being, going to look to try and do the 2 main road tasks. So take the steels over there, take the slabs over there. And basically what I've done on this setup is, again, I'm running the crane on the back, just to give me a little bit of an option around some things. And what I'm trying to work out is can I get away with doing basically both tasks? And where you've got the extra kind of space on the back of this trailer right behind the kind of crane area, that's going to allow me to put the parts basically on there as well. So it goes from a 5 to a 6 trailer. It is cheating. There's no two ways about it. Now I did it just basically because I don't normally do it, and I did it just so I thought, right, well, I'm going to do it just to show how it can be done, to see how it works, just to test a few bits and bobs. But I quite like the realism of games, and you know, you're never going to see any truck driver doing this, especially when, I mean, you're never going to see anyone operate a crane like that either, but that's a different story. Especially now when, you know, I'm trying to drive out the yard, and I think the kind of the box is bouncing all over the place. It doesn't sit right with me, but I get it. It's a game. It's what works for you. Someone did comment on one of the earlier videos, and about basically, you know, I think it was the first video I'm talking about, is it cheating, you know, using the Azov as a scout? And the answer is it's not cheating deep down, because it's a game and you play it how you want to play it. And what I've said is I totally agree, and you play it in a manner that makes you happy. Some people will love the challenge of only using trucks from this region in the region, and then when you move into the next regions, you want to use trucks from those regions. yeah, great. If that's what works for you and that's what makes you happy, excellent. You know, that's what it's about, isn't it? If someone wants to play every region with the same 3, 4, 5 vehicles because they are the most efficient in their opinion and they get on with them best, or whatever it might be, then great. That's works for them. You know, it doesn't have to work for everyone. Now, you know, there will be people in the comments who'll be so opinionated on these things at times on the kind of really popular channels, and you just, you know, I just sit there and thinking, what's wrong with the world? Like, you know, not everyone has to be right. You know, we can all be right, can't we? On these sort of things, it's what you want it to be. Terrible driving there, by the way. And also I then realised, obviously here, I'm not going to make that corner, am I? Because what am I doing? I'm going to end up hitting the post, getting stuck, and we've got all sorts of dramas there because I'm going to end up basically beaching myself on the concrete barriers. So, mental note to self: next time I come into this area, especially with a big trailer or you know, this trailer, is to actually, when I enter in the first place, is to go around the back. So go around the side and then come down nose towards the exit straight line, because it's going to make my life a lot easier. I mean, if you look at that crane there, it doesn't look right, does it? It just doesn't look right. But no, good use of the horn. So the idea being, now this episode, we're gonna head across the map into the kind of main road, try and open that up without causing myself too much of a mischief as we go. Gonna test the route because we're gonna cut across one of the sort of narrower paths that runs across the kind of mountain area. Nothing too windy or tricky, but it's certainly a bit risky, especially with this trailer and that much weight on there. Rather than, there you are, you can see me marking it up, and I just sped that up because I spent a lot of, looking back, I spent a lot of times in the maps on this episode as well. Yeah, so the idea being we're gonna cut through the valley there and try and get our way out onto the main road and knock off a few of these tasks, open up that road for us, which is gonna inevitably make life a lot easier. What I found, like, if you look back at this footage of coming over to to pick up all the cargo, again, nice driving, the Azov just smashes its way over there. You know, there's just zero dramas, and again, you know, I get it. Not everyone wants to play with this truck at this point, and it goes back to something I think I probably said in every episode. This truck is just a bit of a game breaker, or certainly game changer, you know, because it's just so efficient. Now it's slow, you know, it's got a terrible turning circle and it's slow, so it isn't perfect by any means. But if you're new to the game and you want it to be a little less challenging, then, you know, it's hard to come up with arguments if you're a casual gamer as to why you shouldn't use this truck. Obviously, when sorry, I do say obviously a lot, don't I? When we got the crane in use like we have here, holding onto that cargo, what it does mean is I can't use the winch, because if I use the winch, then the crane is gonna drop the cargo. This is where it starts raining. I don't know. I wonder if I mean, I could probably, you know, I find on Google, but it'd be nice if someone watching would comment. Does it make a difference to the gameplay? I can never really tell. I don't feel like it does. I think I've talked before as well about that. I do wish, in a sort of farming simulator style, that the windscreen wipers come on when it was raining, just for that, just a little touch of realism. But hey ho, can't have it all, can we? If you look at again, if you look at this trailer now, it's you know, it's the wide load one, so you're not going to get this anywhere where it's a little bit tight to you. This is it's going to be tricky for you. And it's just so long. I mean, look at it, it's ridiculous. But if you want, like the ads up here, this is a tricky hill. I mean, it just smashes its way up here, just powers on through, no dramas. That was the other thing as well. I've just realised in this episode, as you can see, I'm messing around with and using the high gear a lot more. It took me a long time to sort of work out when that was an effective thing to use, and like how best to use it. And it generally speaking is, I find it's on the approach to sort of hills, where you know you're going to be losing those gears and you're going to drop down. It's just going to hold that gear for you. But again, I'm still sort of kind of working it out. There is that way of shifting down using the left shoulder as well to try and save gears, but that's really fiddly. So here we are then, first task, dropping off the cargo to open up the bridge. And again, by having that massive trailer, first stage is complete. Drop off the concrete blocks, happy days. Job's a good one, and a cheeky promotion to boot, which is nice. And I think that does open up a few other options for us in the customization. So now we've got the 2 parts remaining for the next task. Just got to drop those onto the trailer. Can secure them properly as opposed to them just bouncing around. And we're back to looking like we're normal game, not cheating, basically, which is good. Even though I'm gonna have to live with the fact that I do think that's cheating. This was particularly impressively pathetic because the angles I choose here are diabolically bad. Yep. So got that one wrong. So okay, pull forward, have a little think about it, have a little look at the options and the angles. Yeah, go on then, swing it out. Nope, got that wrong. Let's try again. Yeah, definitely this time. Nope. I mean, come on. Wake up and switch on, man. I think I finally... Is this the one where I finally get it right? Yeah. And then I can't remember if I take out the wooden sign, because again, angles terrible. Because now I'm too shallow and too tight. I never get to see if I worked out the sign, do we? Oh no, there it is, it's okay. Maybe just moved it a touch. Where am I going there? Dear me. And again, I probably wouldn't have done that whole like 6-part cargo if the 2 tasks weren't so close together. I'd be less inclined to do it. I'm not going to say I'm not going to do it again, because this game is about managing your logistics efficiently, and there are going to be times where you just don't want to be driving back and forth over the map when you can maybe cut a corner. One thing I have seen a lot of people on YouTube do is put scouts on that little section of the trailer, which is an option, I suppose, in one of the future episodes. So there we are, happy days. 2 tasks completed. So plan now is to head over to the town. Essentially, we're gonna try and deal with the wooden bridge. Drop this trailer off on the far side of the map in the trailer store. and go from there. There was a little jump cut there because again I spent ages on that part there, just talking in the map and talking about that. And shortly I'm gonna jump into a speed cut and basically see you over at when we arrive at the trailer store, as long as nothing silly happens on the drive over there. So, back in on that drive over, I stopped and did a couple of grabs for the thumbnail. I just, again, I've talked about it on and on. I just love the graphics and the imagery in this game is just wonderful. So far, nice and uneventful. No major mistakes. No rolls. That's the main thing. So heading down now into the trailer store to drop this absolute beast off. Now, other than the sort of the oversized element of it, from what I can tell, it seems to have done quite well. But obviously without having used the other trailers for a little while on this map, I can't really compare it at the moment. So I will try, as I do some more tasks and try those same routes, try and mix it up a little bit. Nearly tipped it there though, didn't I? Nearly. Dear. Yeah, so I will try and use a couple of different trailers just to see which ones I feel are better. But again, it's personal choice, isn't it? It's how your style of how you play the game, how you drive the trucks. It's going to affect what trailers you like best. So again, talked about it before, this sort of is it cheating, is it not situation here with the trailer store, obviously selling this one off and then buying the other trailers to refuel and repair. I could definitely see an argument at this point for amending the settings before you start your game to prevent you from being able to do it. I could definitely see that argument, and I wonder if I'd maybe prefer it, because it just doesn't sit right with me just doing that. I have no idea at what point I mistakenly turned the lights on top of the truck there. No idea when I did that, but they're cool, aren't they? But hey ho, and here I am now, so I'll do the usual because it's just part of the game, isn't it? So give myself some fuel, fill her up, sell the fuel truck back, happy days. I don't mind that one as much. It's the I don't know why, it's the repairs that bother me more. I don't know why that is. I don't know if any of you guys listening, what your thoughts might be on this, really. How you play it. You know, do you do the same? Have you amended your settings to kind of stop you doing it, or certainly just putting a bit of a costing and a price to it, essentially? Obviously didn't change the time of day up to this point. The reason being was I wanted to get here. As I talked about before, sometimes I'll leave it, try and get to one location. That idea, like, you know, the truck driver pulling up, parking up, going into their rest period, having a sleep, and then in the morning then going off and you know, carrying on their way with whatever the job's going to be. Excuse me, I keep having to cough, and it's like horrific, like, chesty cough that's going around at the moment, and you can hear I'm a little bit croaky. Here, and what I'm talking about there, and why this is held on this screen for so long, is I was talking about something I'd noticed, and I'd picked up off another YouTube video, was when you go and do the repairs, if you're using like supplies that are on your truck and you just click all, I think it does it in order, so it goes from kind of top to bottom, which isn't ideal if you're going to try and recover a truck and get it back somewhere. If you're going to recover it and you want to turn the engine on, the first thing you have to do is repair the fuel tank first, so that then when you do put fuel in it, it doesn't all leak out. If you don't repair the fuel tank, then the fuel's going to leak out of it, and it's pointless. So there is a balance of which ones do you do. You know, there's bits to think about. So what I'm doing here, obviously looking at the map now, looking at what tasks we're going to play with. What I wanted to do was basically head down here, open up the roadblock, and then come back up and try and pick up the stuck trailer. Once we've done the stuck trailer, go down into the town, and maybe do either the wooden bridge or one of the other tasks down there. So what I'm obviously going through here is just kind of talking about the pros and cons of which way to play it. So there we are. Truck driver's had his nap. I have a little moment here where I can't even remember if I should be going right or left, because I think, oh, what's left? Because I don't think I've ever been up there. I honestly, I don't know if I have. I can't recall going up that little bit of track from the store. But hey ho, right it is, and off we go. There we are. Turned off my lights. Finally noticed them. So yeah, plan here is do the usual, head down to the task, basically select that so it's on our list of to do, and then try and basically get out into the swampy area and pick up that trailer. As I said, I've talked about a lot of kind of things on this episode because it was quite a long one in that sense. And one of the things I was really toying with is, you know, what's more important to me in terms of when, you know, I'm doing this content and you know, for this channel, and it's, do you sell out? You know, do you go after the clickbait? And it's really difficult because there's a part of me that knows that I have to do that because I need to generate interest. I want people to click on it because I want people to listen in. I want them to then subscribe and like and engage and, you know, start communicating in the comments with one another. I can, you know, and it's people for me, like-minded people for me to talk with, and maybe help a couple, because it's just, you know, I took so much from this in the last, you know, 18 months of just being able to listen to someone just chatting away about their day-to-day and about the game, and yeah, it just did so much for me. So, you know, I'm super keen, but it's like, how far am I willing to go to try and generate that interest, to get that engagement? am I willing to step away from what I want this to be? Because, you know, let's be honest, this is a game that's come out years ago, so I'm already fighting a losing battle there. It's not tips and tricks, so it's simply gameplay. So basically it's a let's play. So I'm struggling there with the market when you look at what's popular still for SnowRunner. So it's like, how do I capture that audience? If I try and go into, you know, additional games, then I'm not going to be playing this one as much, so it's even less content, and I don't know what's going to work and what's not. Yeah, it's really difficult. And then, you know, I was thinking about, okay, well, what can you do maybe in the videos that's different? Could I be doing different things? Could I come up with some sort of, you know, idea in the game of, if I show at the start of the video how many times I go up on you know, 2 wheels and I'm about to roll, pause it there, show a few of those clips and just say, look, you know, have a guess how many you think I'm gonna. Let me know in the comments. If you got it right, tell me. I'm not asking for a subscriber, but a like would be nice. And then, you know, I'll like your most recent video back to try and generate a bit of activity and productivity for new content creators looking for it. You know, what are my reasons for having a channel? As I've said several times over, this isn't about making money for me. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I wouldn't love for this to become successful, to, you know, help keep me afloat and support my family. I mean, blimey, you know, if it was to be, you know, successful enough, and you're in a position where, you know, okay, it becomes enough to actually replace your primary income, then that's amazing, isn't it? But, you know, the chances of that happening are, you know, winning the lottery sort of chances, as far as I'm concerned. For me, this is genuinely about just enjoying what I do, engaging with people, and if everyone gets a little bit of something from it, if I can make a difference for someone, if I can, you know, engage with nice new people who are like-minded and, you know, enjoy the same things as I do, then great. And if YouTube want to, you know, help me look after my children and give them a little bit of a better life, because I can, you know, I've got a bit more money to do nicer things with them, then it's great, isn't it? I was also saying to my other half about, again, I reference Mr. CDP because he's one of my favorite content creators, so a lot of the stuff that I do is based on what he does. You know, I've got a very similar sort of way of doing things. I'm not as good a gamer as he is by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, he's banging content out at the moment. Like, his kind of fashion is farming simulator stuff that he's putting out. It's relentless. I'd love to know how much time he's spending gaming, editing, like, you know, polishing that sort of final product, get it out. Because I'd argue he must be almost on doing like overtime in the moment, because he must be working more, you know, at least the equivalent of a 40-hour week. He just must be. Again, look how good this truck is, just smashing the way up the hill. It's so good. It's so good. Go on, girl. So yeah, so it's really difficult as a new content creator. Where do you draw that line of, are you willing to sell your soul to try and get the likes? Is it in the best interest? Like, you know, I'm looking, obviously I'm doing a lot of research around good content, good videos, you know, what they should look like, how they should be done. One of the main things that seems to be kind of prescribed by a lot of people is no ending, and it's got to be to do with, obviously, something to do with people watching your video all the way through has got an effect on I'm assuming the amount of hours that people watch it, which then affects the monetization of the channel, and so on and so on. And basically they talk about, you know, you don't have an ending. Well, part of my thing is that I like an ending. I like saying what I say because it means something to me. You know, the kind of, you know, be happy, stay safe. It's got a personal reason, but should I follow that sort of, you know, advice and go more corporate and look to get the likes, and then, you know, if I ever do establish anything, then I could bring that back in. I just don't know. So yeah, so I'm sort of struggling really mentally with what the best approach is. But as I said right at the start, I am so chuffed that 6 people, bless you kind souls, even if you had no idea, no interest, you were just, you know, you're just good people, or you just click subscribe because that's what you do, or whatever the reason was that you clicked that button. I can't tell you how happy it made me and excited. And, you know, like I'm you know, I'm not young, am I? I'm the midlife Simster. My other half could not believe how happy I was that 6 people, 6 complete strangers, had clicked the button. Yeah, it's honestly, it's I'm chuffed. I'm super chuffed over such a small thing. So thank you again. It means a lot to me. So again, back to the gameplay here now. Yal's up to smash his way through. Oh, I remember what happens here. Now this is quite entertaining. Again, vintage midlife Simster. Plodding along on this section. Now this is, you know, again, this is a nasty bit of a section of the map, and the asshole just smashes its way through. I can assure you that I just don't believe that our other trucks that we had would get anywhere near as effective as this. This is me now realizing that I never actually opened up this watchtower, which is embarrassing. I was convinced I had. And I still can't quite work out how I didn't realise I hadn't. And here we are now, I'm going around the map now, going, well, have I got any other watchtowers that I need to go to? And I'm kind of having a little look about, and you know what, I generally, because I'm not playing live and I can't affect what's happening on the screen, it wouldn't surprise me if there's one on there somewhere, and I'm not seeing it. But yeah, that was, that tickled me, that did, that I've completely overlooked a watchtower. I don't think you get a spot on you up there, mate. I don't know. I don't think there's much going on up there. Oh, this is where I remembered, if you press down on the D-pad, it gives you some of your stats and the amount of things you've unlocked, but I think it's for the entire region. It's not based on the kind of the local map. So onward ever onward, heading across the sludge with our trailer, and again, just, you know, no dramas at all, just keeps powering on through. I just love this truck. I really do. I think it's just an absolute superb piece of kit. So yeah, so going forward, I'm gonna have a bit to think about really. As to, do I change the channel up a little bit? How I do things? Do I do some more reels? Do I look at having a second game running in the background? How much content can I realistically pull out and manage? Do I change the style? There we are, task complete. Sweet. Some points and some cash, happy days. So what am I trying to decide on here now? So I'm having little ganders. I think I'm looking at my, yeah, so Ah, that's right. I'm looking. I've realised now that the log trailer that I was hoping was there isn't there, and that's because I think right in that first episode I used it, didn't I? And then I dragged it all the way up to the garage to sell it so I could buy the Azov that we're in at the moment. So I'm now trying to work out, well, what trailer am I going to use to go and collect the planks that we need to do the wooden bridge, and a few other bits and bobs. So I'm dealing with that roadblock. So I think I come to the decision that I'm going to go down there, collect that trailer. I'm talking about there, maybe going down to the motel, starting that task off. You can see I'm in absolute turmoil here because the amount of time I've spent thinking about it. Oh yeah, I want to go and potentially get some fuel. So I think I come up with that plan, and I can't remember why, but I think I completely changed my mind as we get down there. So I guess we'll see very shortly. The beauty of all this as well is, of course, as I said right at the start, I had to pause the game, which is coming up quite shortly. So with the magic of editing, we're going to go from a dubbed sort of me watching this as if like I'm with you guys watching it live. Yeah, there we are, trying to work out the task, but we've already started the task. Yeah, so I'm going to go from having to dub a recording, and then we're going to basically get to the point where this recording is going to come to an end, and I'm then going to jump across to the game, which I've got loaded up, raring to go, and we'll try and finish that off from there. It's just, again, it's gonna be a bit tight with the timing. I'm very conscious of that, because we're probably looking at the recording now. We're probably running into the kind of high 30s already. And I think we've probably got a couple more minutes of the recording to go yet before we get anywhere near finishing. So it is going to be tight. It's definitely going to be tight. Obviously this trailer's got some bits to get on it. I don't like trying to actually drive up and attach on this one. So plan here was I was just doing it very badly as usual. Finding the winch point for that front of the trailer, wiping out that little that sign, which is really good of me. I got a horrible feeling now I get this a bit wrong as well, and I think I wipe out this person's for sale sign outside their house. We'll see. Something is telling me in my mind that I use the Azov's amazing turning circle and just plow straight into their for sale sign. Yeah, so there we are. See, I had the wheel. Oh no, oh no. It wasn't there for sale sign. Oh, it was their mailbox. Dear. So, if I remember right now, what have we got to do? I think are they bricks on the back of there at the moment? I think we end up. Why am I looking over there? Who knows? I'm watching this on quite a small screen. Sorry, so it's quite difficult for me to see what it says. We end up basically dropping off the parts, and then I come back to pick up the steel from this same location, but I drop off the bricks using the crane. So again, just having that crane on there, yeah, it can hinder us with the high saddle and the bigger like fuel tanks and things, so you've got to be a bit wary of it. But more often than not, and because of the way I like to play the game with the trailers attached to the trucks rather than the beds, having the crane does seem to suit my approach to how I play the game. So we head up here, drop this off, which I think is just part 1, is it? It's like the first delivery. We'll soon see. I'm patient. So yeah, so you know, if by any chance any of you guys, any of you wonderful 6 people who've subscribed are listening in and are willing to engage, please do so. It's not, you know, this isn't me trying to get more attention to the video and the channel. Genuinely, it's not. When I ask for comments, it is absolutely about engagement and just talking about the game, what, you know, what works well for you, what works terribly for me, and what you think. Yeah, really keen to try and get that engagement going with like-minded people who enjoy this game and, like, you know, enjoy the kind of style of video. Oh, I nearly rolled that truck, the trailer then, didn't I? Now I'm stuck because now I'm trying to work out, can I go between the electrical post and the tree? I never did Google it, did I? I said in episode 2, what are they called in America? Because I think in, you know, UK, that's a telegraph pole. I would class that as. And I think I made the point there of on that episode, you know, well, if you know, say in the comments, well, back even then I didn't have a single subscriber. That was pre-Nonny and Johnny days. So who knows? Are they, you know, what are those things called? Gutted to see as well, no one ever commented on my Top Gun question, which I think was episode 1. I've put a GIF in this for a while. I haven't put a GIF in a video for a while, have I? And I do love a GIF, as I said. I don't know. I just don't know if it suits the style of videos. If it's too gimmicky. I don't know. I like them, but there's a part of me that just feels that it doesn't feel right. I don't know. There we are. I got that wrong. Forgot I needed to turn right there. I mean, imagine this was your town and you're watching this happening in front of your eyes. You'd call the police, wouldn't you? I mean, you just think this guy's drunk. And you'll definitely think he's drunk based on what's about to happen, because I remember the absolute palaver I made of this. Trying to remove the bricks off the back of this truck because the crane can't quite get enough height and lift on them from this angle without detaching, as I recall. Let's have a look here. There we are, see, thinking about it. Yep, and got it very wrong. Yep, now the trailer's going to tip over. Abort, and now the bricks are stuck in the wrong position. However, turns out, there we are, if you secure the cargo, they'll just reset them. So a bit cheaty, but hey ho. Now we got more fun and games, because we're going to have to try and reverse with the trailers that have got that sort of swing arm thing, I don't know what it's called, on the hitch. That's just got a mind of its own. So yeah, making a mess out of that. So detach from there, try and, yeah, there we are, push and run over my own trailer again. Finally get into the right position. Lazy this from me, really lazy, because what I should have just thought this through a little bit better. Put the trailer in a better place. Out on the main road probably would have been the best option. Gotta put the bricks or whatever they are in a better location as well. Because you just know at some point they're going to come back to haunt me, don't you? You just know that is going to cause me a drama at some point. But hey ho, there we go. We've got our metal bars. And in a matter of seconds, we're going to jump cut and we're going to go back to live recording as long as my mic isn't turned off. And a horn for good luck. And here we are, back to a live recording. Again, superb angles. Now the problem is, because it was 3 days ago, I kind of forgot where I'm going. I'm delivering the metal beams, aren't I? Oh dear, to the rock slide up there. I always treat that as the north. Yeah, that is right, isn't it? That is the north. Yeah, there's the compass up there. Right, let's get up there because we're going to run out of time. So there we are, back to live recording. So plan will be now, if I'm going to try and edit this because like I said, I did most of the hard work the other day. I'll take a bit of grunt work now with the audio for the voice. Let's try Mr. CDP angle. Linking all that, editing it kind of together to try and make it as seamless as I can after this enormous mess up. But hopefully it's okay. I know in my heart of hearts the content isn't, I'm not as happy with it as I was the original recording. That is, you know, it never existed now, does it? Because I didn't have a working mic. But yeah, that is without a shadow of a doubt negated almost entirely by the fact I have 6 kind people. I hope you're not AI bots, but yeah, I have 6 people who have kindly pressed a button and made my day. It is yeah, really chuffed. So here we go, drop this off, handbrake on, engine off, into the cargo management. Bosh, roads open, nice. Now then, I'm going to try very quickly if we can do the wooden bridge. Where is it? There, start the track in there. If we pick up the wooden planks from down there, we can cut back across here to there. So we'll come down to the town, we'll drop down, pick up the wooden planks, head out over there. Let's see if we can do this as quick as we can. Stick this into nothingness and probably crash into a tree. There we are. Same turning circle as earlier on, but I'm not going to try and go through the telegraph pole in the tree. Got it right this time, the first time around, which is nice. Makes a nice change. Come on, girl. Still got loads of fuel as well, which is another treat of this truck, as we've talked about before. Just it's so hard not to like this truck. And yeah, and I think what at some point we're going to need to start thinking, or I say we are going to need to start thinking about what am I willing to do off camera. And the only thing I find with when I'm doing things off camera is I will record, but I'm not talking. So I don't know, but you know, I can't. If I recorded pretty much everything without doing a lot of jump cuts, and certainly if without doing some off-camera work, I mean, it's just going to be, you know, hundreds and hundreds of episodes, and we're not even going to be that far. We won't have even unlocked the, you know, the most basic of the 3 maps, you know. So there's going to have to come a point sooner rather than later with Michigan. And these, you know, these maps, where am I going to start doing that, what I'm going to start doing. So I'll have a little think. I've taken a terrible decision to come down there, because it's just more corners, isn't it? Shocker, I make bad decisions. Oh, that camera angle, go away. What a terrible collision. Yeah, so between this episode and the next, which will hopefully be quite soon now, because I've got a couple of days off, a few things to do with the family over the next few days. but hopefully I should be able to get one episode done, if not two. But what I might do is record them at the same time, and then schedule the other one for a couple of days' time to spread that content out. Again, how very corporate of me, eh? But if I want this to work, and I want to get, you know, people to buy in and pay attention and subscribe and engage, then that's what it's going to take, isn't it? So I'll probably have a little play around maybe on the next episode with the endings as well, again, and how we do that. So we'll see. All right, 2 sets of wooden planks, good to go. What is it, just out here? I can go left, right and left and basically follow over towards my marker, but I'm gonna have to come round this way, aren't I? Because I can't get through. Can I get through the back? No, that's horrible stuff. No, I'm gonna come out this way. I'm gonna go right back on myself and then come around. It's the longer way, but I know it's better because that is awful and we ain't going anywhere near it. So we'll come around here, we'll swing it back around the front of the lumber mill, or whatever it might be called these days. I don't know, actually, can't remember. And hopefully I won't have to speed edit any of this. None of this will have been lost. We should just still be within that hour. I really hope. I'll take this and nip down here onto that bit of path and then up to there, avoiding that horrible puddle. Right, come on Azov, get up this hill now. Get up this hill. No problem. Power. See if it, put it in high there. Did it without really kind of thinking about it. Kind of questioned it as I went to do it. There we are, see, high gear, keep the revs, keep it in that one gear, power through. Yeah boy. Back into auto, drop a gear, off we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's got a bit of movement on it, hasn't it? Across the river. Over there. Bish bosh bash. Oh, hello. Look at that. Oh, we've got a fleet star, have we? Okay. Hey, still, upgrade's an upgrade. Happy with that. Again, I don't think that's not one of the ones that we'd unlocked from the watchtowers or anything, was it? And because we haven't been using the radar thing for the scouts, no idea that was there. So, and I'm not using the cheat maps online. So, just going al natural with the map and playing a bit. No, that's okay. And look at that. Another bridge opened up, another part of the map. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So there we have it. And you know what, maybe the last time I say this, who knows. But if you have enjoyed it, please do give me a like and a follow. In the comments, let me know what I can be doing better, what I could be doing differently. If you've subscribed, just let me know. I'd honestly, I'd love just to say thank you to you in a comment, if nothing else. If you'd like to share this video, please be my guest. And until next time, be happy, stay safe, and we'll speak again soon.